which then in turn like gives you the chance to prove what you want.
Yeah.
And show that you'll do the work.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome to be sitting. When we talked about it before we started recording, but I think it's a miracle that we're sitting here.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, the 5 stages of grief are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance.
Okay.
Anything else you want to say to that? If there's someone listening that has cheated and nobody knows yet, what would you tell them?
I would say get in contact with Doing Family Right. Get a counselor who specializes in cheating. Spill your guts, and then they hopefully will give you advice on how to move forward and how to tell your spouse.
And what if you're the spouse and you just have found out, but you don't know what to do? I mean, you got to talk about that already, but
yeah, I guess go to Doing Family Right is like, I guess would be my go-to.
Yeah. If someone is listening that would want to talk to you, would you be willing to talk to them?
Yeah, I would definitely be willing.
Right. I'll put your email in the description.
Okay.
How did you become a Christian?
If I think back even to being a kid, that was always on my mind. But I was always just terrified. I would actually have nightmares about it.
But what?
About not being saved, and like my nightmares would be like I'd be like falling forever. Like in a big like tunnel and just falling. Can't get out, can't stop, can't nothing. And then meeting you, and you already professed, was like intriguing. And I would just like try to pray and try to get my act together kind of thing, and try to do the right thing, but like pretty lost. And then your dad preached about how the covenant that God made with Abraham came years and years and years before the covenant he made with Moses, which is the law. And I subconsciously thought that I had to like follow all the laws and commandments before I could come to Jesus, before like I would be accepted. And realizing that faith, the covenant with Abraham, which is faith, came way before the law, like I was just like, it just blew me away. It just like, I guess, sunk in. The Holy Spirit just like sunk that into my brain. And then about a week or two later, we went to Arizona, which Desiring God, which is John Piper's ministry, was putting on a retreat. And so we went, and I was I think I was 7 months pregnant, 6.5, 7. And then we met a couple there, just Peter and Sharon Hedstrom. And I just remember you being pretty open at dinner with them the one night. And after that, you asked if they would pray with us. And so they said, yeah. So we found a spot to go pray by the hotel. And I don't really remember a lot from the praying, but I remember thinking like, whoa, this is like the first time I've heard another woman pray like genuinely, not like a form prayer. And that was really cool. And then after that, the only way I can really describe it is Jesus just came like a bright light in my mind's eye. And I just knew. I knew that I was saved. So for me, it was like a defining moment. But yeah, that's the start.
remember flying home from that trip and you were crying on the plane.
Yeah.
I had no idea what to do yet. How long after till you started talking about it until you had like confident insurance that you could tell people that you were... Hey guys, if you enjoyed that episode and were blessed by it, would you be willing to support the show? That would help a lot in creating more content, improving the quality of the content, putting the production value, getting more guests on, and me being able to spend more time and energy towards it. So if you're interested in doing that, you can click up here and it'll take you to a support page. But you can also subscribe to the podcast by clicking over here and doing that. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.